all the way from Radial while in London, and we're showing off the Workhorse over here. And the Workhorse, as you probably just heard, that was a lot of fun. This is one of the guys here over at Shore. This is his Les Paul, which is way too much fun. I have this thing plugged in to the Power Pre. The Power Pre is then running into the Ecstasy. The Ecstasy is this effects device, which is then going into a tri-mode. The tri-mode distortion, the tube distortion pedal. So that's coming from here into here, back over here. Then we're into the phaser, and you could hear me adjusting the phase on that, so you could hear all the different tones I was creating. I was creating all kinds of really interesting, fun tones, kind of reminiscent of Boston and all kinds of neat sounds. Then we were going through the the X amp, when we were not using the X amp, it's just here, and then into the JDX, and that was the one that was giving us the guitar amp simulation. So I've got, for example, 5 modules here. I could turn on all these modules at the same time, or turn them all off. And so I was just mixing those sounds. And that's the fabulous thing about this Workhorse, is it's not so much just a rack anymore, it's a creative tool. It's designed to create new sounds, to find new sounds. Not just, you're not just using a compressor anymore, you're not just using a preamp anymore. You're actually mixing and matching, and some are running in series, some are running in parallel. And the mixer section allows you to mix up how much of each one you want to use, combinations, whatever it is. So it's a really, really cool device to do all that kind of stuff. I think that you're going to find that the musician today, the recording engineer musician, they're at home, they're recording, they've got Pro Tools, and they might have Logic or something like that. They're working with that, they're working within that environment. They want to reach out, get into the analog world, be able to experiment, try new things. So we're all about that. Show you some of these modules, try to do it without breaking this guitar. For example, we've got here the Power Pre. This is a fantastic mic preamplifier. It's 100% discrete. There's no SMT, there's no chips, none of that stuff like a lot of people do today, because of course it's a lot cheaper. But everyone knows when you have discrete components, it just sounds better. It's fatter sounding. This thing is not going to be your mama's preamplifier. This is absolutely designed for personality. So it's really easy to use. In fact, we can do that by simply disconnecting the guitar. We have a microphone here, a trusty Shure SM58. I will just turn this on, and you'll see how this works here. So I go over to the mixer section, I turn my master on, I turn the channel on, and then I bring up the volume. Here we go, just as simple as that. Hey, you can hear, it's just super clean, super quiet. Real easy to use. I've got a 3-position EQ, so a little bit of bottom end if I want. Hey, lit flat or linear in the middle. Hey, and then of course I can bring in little top end like that. It's real easy to use. I can back down the channel here and drive this really loud. And you'll notice that even when it's being driven really loud, right into the red, it's still clean. Hey, but it's got that edge to it. Well, that's got to do with that Hammond broadcast transformer that we've got in there. So you have that real nice warmth to it. It's just fat and way too much fun. And of course, it's not that expensive. It's affordable. We didn't make it really crazy. We should charge more. In fact, we may have to because, because I need a beach house. Anyway, that's not the point. That's not why we're here today. We're here to tell you about some of these fun toys. So, of course, you've got the Power Pre here. That has a nice little roll-off filter on it, some EQ. It's easy to use. Recessed switch for 48-volt Phantom, so I don't make any mistakes. Got a guitar instrument input. That's what we were plugging in earlier. Oh, and this level control, this gain control, is actually not an attenuator like everyone else. This is actually a gain control that reduces both the background noise and the sensitivity at the same time. So it attenuates and drives gain at the same time. There's two different pots glued together, and it's kind of a funky way of doing things, but it means that your recording's going to be quiet all the time. We think that's a good thing, especially with digital recording today. Everything's so quiet. Well, that preamp is designed to sound good, yet be quiet. Next is the Ecstasy. You heard that earlier with this fuzz distortion thing. I can do the same effect actually and bring it on for voice here. So if I just turn channel 1 off, turn channel 2 on, you can hear that distortion. I'm going to back that down a bit because that's a lot of distortion. We can turn down this, make that sound a little bit fuzzy like that, maybe make it a bit more fuzzy. hey, hey, hey. You can hear that buzz happening. Hey, hey, hey. And then I can actually mix the two together, the dry sound with the distorted sound. Hey, 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 hey. And I can just add a little bit of edge to my voice. Hey, hey. You can hear that like that. So that's a lot of fun. And then from there I can go to the phase adjustment tool, and I can turn that on just by going over to this guy. You can hear this channel. Hey, hey, bring that in together. And then of course I can phase adjust. Hey, 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 hey. And you can hear me start to mess around with those two and come up with a sound using it kind of like an EQ. The phaser is really designed to time align two sources. Like for example, if you've got two microphones in an XY, you can actually put them in focus. It's kind of like binoculars and getting them in focus. Once you get this phaser going, you'll never go back. It's just way too much fun. Great fun on guitar, great fun on kick drum, that kind of thing. Next to that, we have the X amp. This is a reamping box. So from your recorder, you come into the X amp. From the X amp, you've got two outputs. So I can connect to two guitar amplifiers, adjust the volume right here, and I can be reamping all day long. All day long. Once you start reamping, of course, you will never sleep because it's way too much fun. So you probably don't want to buy one of those. It's probably not a good thing, you know, not a good thing. Next to that is the guitar amp simulator. So this is called the JDX, and this is kind of cool because you can plug a pedal right into the input here, and then you can play right in it to record. So you can record quietly using the headphone out on the Workhorse. There's two headphones here, and that way you can be recording at night because you're not going to sleep anyway. You'll be playing all the time, so since you're not sleeping, you might as well record at night. And you know, that's it. It's just fun, fun, fun. There's tons of modules. So there you go. Enjoy it. I hope you have fun if you get your Workhorse.